Okay, so these are candlestick, burpee, jump in, and rebound. And candlestick, burpee, full push-up. She's doing a beautiful push-up there. 6 straight jumps. She's going to start big. You can do this anywhere. And say you do your number and show them the one leg natty. So now you're going to stand up with one leg and keep that leg up. Try to show it with a little bit of a rebound. And now switch to the other leg. And there's always a little bit leg that they might have a little bit more struggle with. The non-dominant leg. Her knees are together. She's pushing through her toes when she jumps off the floor. And these are frogs. They just go a little bit further. They just straddle out. All right, good. And Cassie, and these are mountain climbers. Push a little bit more through your toes. So she's going mountain climber, stop. Mountain climber, mountain climber. Our side lunges. So kick, lift, together. Kick, down, lift, together. Kick, down, lift. You go mountain climber, mountain climber, frog jump, squat, jump, bounce, bounce, hold. Again. And then we go right into it. Mountain climber, frog jump, squat, jump, bounce, bounce, hold. Good. These are V-ups. Arms stay by the ears. Try to go full pike at the top. Go to one-legged V-ups where we alternate arms, leg, alternate your hands with the reach, Peyton. There you go. Start alternate. Yeah, there we go. There's the alternating. And tuck out. Good. Now let's try to reach both hands, both sides. And this is another great core exercise. So this is climbing the rope. When you really just want to reach as tall as you can with each arm and shift the ribs. L hold reaches. Okay. Well, this is another good isolation for the lower stomach. The windshield wipers. So these are on the floor windshield wipers. These can be done for hanging from the bar as well. But this is a way to do it from the floor, and you want to go about 6 inches off the floor with your feet and keep this in an L hold position as much as possible, and try not to let the hands lift off the floor while you do this. Okay, this is our around the world. You start pulling in one direction and you go all the way around. And some of the girls do these and they keep going in the same direction, and some stop and go back the other direction. She's going to demonstrate our stomach complex, which is upper. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower. 1, they're trying to press their back to the lower ground here. 3, 4, 5. Now we do both together. Hollow up, hollow up, hollow up, hollow up. And then we're going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to rock. And arms stay by their ears all throughout this. And then we turn and we're going to do this on each side. So now she's going to do upper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would do this on both sides, but now she's going to demonstrate on the stomach. Head stays in. Upper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rock. Or hold. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Thank you, Cassie. So this is our stomach complex, and we do this. We don't do 5. We usually do sets of 30 to 50 of each thing. But that was a way for y'all to be able to demonstrate by just doing a set of 5 what our stomach complex looks like. Thank you, Cassie. These are press handstands drill. You go candlestick, hold the press, candlestick, hold the press position. This is the next step. Hold 1, 2. Try to press to your toes underneath. Go back to the hold and go back to the candlestick. And you're going to hold 1, 2. Try to press to your toes. Go back to the hold and candlestick. And you're going to do sets of 3 of each of these things. And press to your toes, back, and then go candlestick, and do it again. And try not to touch your toes. And you're going to hold. Now press up as high as you can. Press back down, hold, and then candlestick. And the higher you can go on that part, the better. At any point during this, do one more. Any point during this, whatever stage of this complex you get stuck at is where you want to just keep repeating those stages until you can move on to the next stage, and that's fine. See, that was much better. Good. So if you were working at home in handstands, one of the best things you can do is work handstands. So you want to get your wrist as close to the wall as you can while pushing your hips flat, stomach flat, and shins flat against the wall. The closer you can get the wrist and have all these things pressed against the wall, the better the handstand position, and this teaches them to push up and get their ribs against the wall. This is active flex. You're gonna swing that leg to the split and try to get in the split without using your hands, and then swing back to the pike and then do the other leg and get in the split with the knee under without using your hands. Okay, this is active flex. Jess is a little less flexible, especially on that left side or right side. And so she's also demonstrating how to work this. If you're a little bit tighter, you see that she still fights to get on top. And on that side, she uses her hands to get her knee under and get in the right position. And that is okay. What is more important is that you get the knee under and you get on top of that position. Flex straddle through and pop straddle back. And you want to keep your torso, your belly button, as low to the floor as you can on the straddle back. And try to keep your hands off the floor, and your goal is to try not to have to use your hands to get back through on that middle split. Okay, on your bridges, you're gonna work putting your hands on the line and trying to get those armpits past the line. Okay, so you wanna work more open in your shoulders than you want to in your lower back. And keeping, go ahead and put your heels down, Pete. You can keep your heels down, and you don't have to fully push your knees straight. Just as long as you're working that open with your shoulders is what you ultimately want to be working when you stretch your bridge. To stretch those shoulders, just a different angle for the shoulders is grab the beam or grab the surface and just sit into it and give those shoulders a stretch like that. And that's another way to get those shoulders stretching down. Okay, so these are wrist stretches. You turn your wrist under and you try to straighten your arms and pull back. And once again, this is also a great stretch for that forearm. And then we also use we stretch our wrist by pulling back on each finger. Go down your fingers. Each finger that you pull back just stretches something a little bit different. And that's another way to try to keep those wrists ready to get back to all those handsprings and handstands. So ankle stretch, just rock back on those toes, really push the instep or the front of that ankle forward, and do not let the heels come apart when you do this. You want to do this one ankle at a time and isolate each ankle. Is there a runner stretch for me? And of course, this is just runner stretch. Stretch the calf out, and that is a good position. And then another stretch to do for that is go back to the other leg and you drop into that heel and then slightly bend that knee, which stretches a whole different part of that calf muscle. Gets more of the soleus in there. This is Peyton doing an advanced muscle up. They want to try to get their chin above the bar and then flip it over to where they can push to a front support. Try that one more time, Peyton. If they're real good at this, they can flip both elbows at the same time, but it's quite difficult, and that's really awesome to be able to do